All right, team, time to check in on the love child once again. The baby's 3 months old. Let's see how it's doing. How's it going, chasers? I hope you're having a kick-ass week. I'm Jesse, and this is Still It. That is Love Child, which is a mix of bourbon and rum, except I didn't make the bourbon and the rum and then mix them. The wash was literally just corn and molasses, which is pretty cool. If you want to know how I made it specifically, you can check the video out up over here. But it is roughly 3 months old. I know that's probably confusing you a little bit because the 1 month video was not 2 months ago. That's because it came out over Christmas and I recorded it early. You get the idea. Anyway, it is 3 months old, trust me. Last time I tasted this, I had a couple of concerns. One is that weird, kind of like muddy, stocky flavor was still floating around. It was just, the flavors were jumbled. It tasted a little bit almost umami-ish, kind of like vegetable stock in a weird way. And it was a little bit on the hot side. Other than that, it was tracking pretty well. So I thought 3 months was a good time to check in on the wee beastie. So let's do it, shall we? And the first thing to notice is that the color is turning into this really quite cool, deep golden color, which is beautiful. I like it. It's definitely on the lighter side. It's not sort of heading towards the red tingy hues like, you know, something more like this. It's definitely sitting more on the golden side. And a reminder for those of you that are keeping score, this is a French oak barrel with a medium toast, I believe, without a char, so it kind of makes sense. Anyway, let's give it a nose. Okay, so the corny flavor is starting to come out a little bit more now. Definitely some bright, fresh corn. That borderlines for me whenever I get it on, it's almost like apple. There's a little bit of the dusty, sort of grainy side of things as well, both of which I like. I'm happy with that. Rumminess. Not so much on the molasses side of things. Honestly, I can't remember where the molasses side of rum was sitting last time I tried it. But the fruitiness is definitely there. Tropical fruit and pineapple more than, there's no like full-on crazy banana-y esters in there, but that's not entirely surprising. Still a little tingly on the nose, but keep in mind this is, I'm going to guess at the moment, like right around 60%, 120 proof. It's not overtly aggressive though, which is nice. Okay, it is still a little on the hot side, but once again, it's 120 proof, 60%. And I thought I would grab some of this, the Wild Turkey 101, which is at, just over 50%, 50.5% to be exact, just to kind of calibrate that. I haven't honestly been drinking a whole lot of spirits lately, and drinking spirits neat are one of those things, definitely that if you give it, if you go 4 or 5 days without tasting straight spirits, at least for me, it can suddenly present a whole lot hotter than you would expect. So it'd be interesting to use this as a yardstick. Similar, very similar. Slightly hotter, slightly more lingering kind of prickliness. But the other thing that's different is this is definitely a little bit thicker and chewier on the sweet side of things than this one. So that kind of keeps that heat at bay a little bit. Oh, it's the same thing as using like glycerin, right? Slightly hotter. Also, remember this is 10% higher ABV, so I'm not too stressed about the jagginess. I think give it another 6 months. Hopefully, if we can keep it in here for another 6 months, that's going to age out nicely. I hope. That weird stocky thing is still there. It's definitely not as bad as it was when it went into the barrel. So it hasn't kind of like undulated back up, which I was a little concerned about whether it would be one of those things that comes and goes. Who knows? As the weather gets colder, it might. I would hazard a guess that it has dropped even a little bit more than last time. And I think I remember saying last time that as that flavor got out of the way, the other flavors came out, and that's why I'm starting to get more of the corn, especially, and more of those delicate fruit notes. Ah, man, I wish I could describe it better. It is tricky. I've had very similar flavors in homebrew before, and I struggled. It's not DMS. It's not diacetyl. I'm thinking in beer terms here. It's not a phenol thing. It's not a bitterness. You know what? Actually, it's almost more of a mouthfeel. Let me consider that for a second and see if I can get my head around this better while you consider today's sponsor. Manscaped offer a whole range of grooming products specifically for men, and you can get the entire experience with the Performance Package 4.0. It of course does come with some deodorant and some reviver, which is great, but the stars of the show really are the nose and ear hair trimmer, which are wonderful if you're a dirty great big yeti like me, and the absolute pinnacle of the package is the Lawnmower 4.0. This thing is designed specifically for trimming in all the places that's maybe a little bit tricky to trim. Oh, and by the way, it's actually a damn good beard trimmer. That's what I use all the time now. It's waterproof for easy cleanup, and you know, obviously if you just want to use it in the shower or whatever. Charges wirelessly, which is dope. Has little LED indicators to tell you that it is charging and how charged it is while you're using it. An LED light on the front to make sure you can see what you're doing, which is probably a good idea considering. And the awesome ceramic blades ensure a nice cut while protecting your soft and delicate skin. So get your Performance Package 4.0 from manscaped.com today, or use the link in the description down below, and make sure you use the code STILLIT to get 20% off. Back to the love child. All right, back to it. And I actually have been sitting here and nosing this off camera for a while, tasting it a little bit, trying to figure out exactly more what I think it is. And it is, I think going back to what I said just before the break, it is almost more of a mouthfeel. No, it's not. It's like a presence in your mouth. It's like a the opposite of brightness. Hold on, let me yeah, 101. Does this have the same thing? No, it doesn't. It's the opposite of crispness. Kind of like flabby feeling. I wonder if it's actually, I wonder if it's an acidity thing. Hold on. I wonder if it needs just a little bit more acidity in it. And as it ages in the barrel, it's getting acids from the wood, and that's what's taking it away, maybe? Anyway, this is an old little experiment that I've had sitting here for way too long. And this is going, yeah, it's the complete opposite. It's too bright, it's too thin, it's too effervescent on the tongue, and it's definitely more acidic. So let's put a smidge of that in there. Yes. Hold on, let me water to make sure, cleanse my palate, reset a little, and so much better. I think it's an acidity, like a balance. It's how do I describe it? Okay, you know what? I'm going to make a larger portion of this just to make sure. Gently does it. Don't want to spill it everywhere. There we go. Let's do a side by side of this just to make sure that I'm not making things up. Well, I could still be tricking myself into it, but you know what I mean. It'll be easier to spy the bollocks of my own subconscious, I think, if I do it like this. So, actually no, just a little bit to start with. So, nice flavour, flabby, flat, and muddy. I can't think of a better word than muddy. It's just none of the flavours are popping. You can taste them. It's like they're not seasoned. They're there, but they're not jumping out as much as they should be. Oh wow, the dusty corn side of things jumping out too. Wait on. Yeah, I don't think it's coming from that. Anyway. so much better. So much better. I don't know how to describe it though. Pasta. Who's into good pasta, making your own pasta, or just really appreciates pasta? It's a tomato-based pasta sauce. Think of a tomato-based pasta sauce where the acidity is too low. It's flabby, it's unvibrant. The flavors in the sauce don't jump out. All of the flavors kind of meld together and it feels heavy and flabby. Flabby is really the best way to describe it. Whereas if you dial the acid in on the exact same sauce, suddenly it lifts. It's vibrant and bright and fresh. All of the fresh ingredients that you put in and prepared with love, suddenly you can pick up flavors from each of those ingredients, but it tastes cohesive in like one unit. Did I just oversell that? Are you still with me? That's the best analogy I can think of. That is really interesting. I've actively noted acidity in terms of like when I'm tasting things and comparing things to one another, but I've never really thought about it in this context, and I've never really thought about it in context of age either in the barrel. I have a lot to think about. I'm gonna have to taste a lot of other things laying around, I think, and see if that kind of fits. Anyway, if you've had similar experiences, let me know. But first, I need to say a huge thank you to the Patreons. Thank you so much, Patreons. I thoroughly appreciate you. And by the way, yes, I did do the recording with Matt Petrick, the rum dude, and your Q&A. I'll get that out before the podcast goes live. Cool? If you're enjoying these videos and you want to get involved or contribute to the channel in some way, shape or form, you can go to chasethecraft.com/support to find out all the different ways that you can do so. One, if it's right for you, is to sign up for Patreon, but there's a bunch of others, like getting the merch. There's hats, there's shirts, there's even Glencairn glasses. You'll find it all on the website. So this has been interesting, guys. I feel like I've rediscovered something that I kind of almost like academically I knew of. I had experienced it before, but I've never experienced it in this situation. And I don't know, man, sometimes I'm a bit damn slow and it takes something like this to give me a kick in the butt. Anyway, if you liked the video, thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I'll catch you next time, guys. Keep on chasing the craft. See ya.